We are live. Oh, baby, you look good today. You look good always. But today, you took this cake.
Aw, you're so silly.
I'm not silly. Honest. This is what happens when a man is honest. He gets blamed, dubbed as being silly.
No.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you guys here. Bam! Look at my beautiful sweater that my wife
Hi,
got me.
Tati.
How's it going? Is that Tati?
Yeah.
Hey, Tati, how you doing? Good to see you here. So, this is Takeaway Friday. I usually do this on my own by myself, but now,
Well, I'm just joining today because I was late yesterday to Cafecito Thursday.
whose fault was it yesterday?
Mine.
Oh, let's not blame anybody. How you doing, Tati? Let's not blame anybody. Guys, how you doing? You had me at art. Oh, I love that. I never really finished reading that. You had me at art. I love that.
Oh, I love that name.
Got some coffee. Today's Cafecito Thursday. Cafecito means little coffee.
It's Cafecito Friday.
Cafecito Friday. Sorry.
It's Takeaway Friday.
Oh my God. It's Takeaway Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Cafecito Thursday was yesterday.
Yeah.
See, if you don't know the days you're living, that means you're busy. That's a good thing. I feel like I'm super busy. I'm like, busy.
Update, we have like little loves that are with us. And this is Sonic. And he was so matted. He's a little multi-mix. He was so matted, we had to have him groomed. And they shaved him completely. And he just wants love right now. He just wants
Dude, I should bring the other little punk. So
little
they can
Bolt?
meet him. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So they can meet him. I'm going to go get Bolt.
But he's like too hyper. He's like too crazy.
I know, and I'm going to get him
Sonic,
back. I'm going to get him
say
back.
hello. Oh my gosh, you hear Bolt. It's so exciting. Your friend is coming. We have to keep them apart because they get super excited. Anyways, so today's Takeaway Friday. You're going to get to meet our little animal loves, our puppies. Oh no.
I keep them outside the studio because they're like such punks.
Say hi, Bolt. Say hi, Bolt. You're such a baby. You're such a baby.
This is the most cabron dog ever.
They just want to be with each other. But Bolt is so mean to Sonic.
I'm a mean one.
Super mean to Sonic. Like, he won't let him have water. They're debating on who's going to submit and who's going to be the alpha. And right now, little Bolt, this little guy right
here. Say hi, little dude.
He's winning. He's winning.
Say hi, little dude. Say what's up, people.
Here, I'm going to go put him back, baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to go put him back. You get started with
Bye.
Takeaway Friday.
Takeaway Friday, guys. Today's Takeaway Friday.
Hey, Mom.
Today's Takeaway Friday, I get to talk to you guys about what I learned throughout the week. What matters, what has been my most important lessons or lesson, because not always is one. Not always is multiple. Sometimes it's just one lesson. And my lesson, if you haven't been listening to my stories today, my Insta stories, I'm gonna fill you in really quick. I've come to terms that with myself, me and I, that it's not three personalities. I'm just playing. That I can be very negative. I can be very, very negative, and I had no idea of how much negativity could go on in my day. Little passive negativity, little stuff. It's little stuff. I'm not talking about the big stuff, because the big stuff that you can see, but the little stuff, the big stuff is easy to see. I'm gonna get pissed off, throw a canvas around, and that's easy to see. What's harder to see is when you're working and you're in a commentary in your mind. You're like, this happened to me last week. Oh my God, I hated that. Or she said that, he said that, I said this, blah blah blah. And that is, I believe, the number one thing that messes with artists, messes with me. And I've decided to commit, because the commitment is the first thing. I decided to commit to put a stop on it, a stop to it. And the way that I'm going to do that is that I'm going to flush the negativity out with only positive affirmations, positive things. Now, I thought I was already doing that, but again, it's like me trying to look like, I don't know, Brad Pitt in Fight Club. I always say that. Brad Pitt in Fight Club, and saying I'm going to get super buff like that by, I don't know, eating McDonald's every day and doing one push-up every day, right? Or 3 push-ups a day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the midday, and 1 at night. It's not going to work, right? Can't look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Totally, Janet. Janet says, that's a beautiful and great step. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Tati. Appreciate it. So I realized that is what I need to start doing, because I thought I was such a positive person. And the reality is that I have not been very positive. And I've been talking to my wife about it. And what's up, beautiful? What's up, baby? And yeah, how's it going, Stebonix?
Hi, Esteban.
And Cafefe, number Dukes. This is the second one too late. By the way, guys, caffeine or any other stranger substance will not make you positive.
It just makes you hyper.
It'll make you hyper. If you're happy, it'll make you hyper happy. If you're negative, it'll make you hyper negative.
It'll make you hypey?
Hypey? Is that how you say it?
No, I just made up a word.
Oh, hype. Yeah.
Like happy but hyper.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. What were you doing today before I picked you up?
No, don't out me.
No? I thought it was pretty cool. I like when you do that kind of stuff.
I know, but today's Friday. I need to be working. It's just that I had gone like 3 weeks. I went and got a pedicure and a manicure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that outing?
Well, because it's a work day.
Every day is a work day.
I know.
I'll just make you work. I'll make you work on Sunday.
I do work on
the
Sundays.
Lord's Day. I'll make you work on the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So my takeaway is that you can be negative and not realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can underestimate the amount of attention that we need to put towards being positive. We underestimate the amount of... See, I feel like it's like a garden.
It is.
It's like a garden, and you have to constantly look out for it. And it's not something that you do every day. Now, I heard this from a mentor. He said, "Look, if you want to win at Facebook, right?" Which I assume it's the same for all platforms, because I just assume that because that's what I do. But he said, if you want to win at Facebook, you cannot post once a day.
Right.
Even if you do it every day, you will not win at Facebook.
It is easy to be negative. We're more than likely conditioned that way to immediately think negatively.
Yeah. We think about the most shocking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the worst case scenario. So my mentor said, look, you want to win at Facebook, even if you do it every day, you'll fail at it. And I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's so saturated that you have to constantly be there.
Yeah.
Which made me think about my head. My head is so saturated, right? Because the world is saturated. There's news, boom, hit you with this. There is famine, boom, hit you with that. There is, I don't know, a gossip, boom. You get together with a group of friends, everything's cool, but all of a sudden someone's saying, man, no one's really accepting work in the galleries. The galleries don't really work.
Well, that's the thing about negative mindsets is that a lot of times, because you don't even realize that you're thinking about that, because you're not thinking about worst case scenario.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's not the most extreme. You can catch the most extreme thought.
It's subtle.
It's super subtle when you're being really
Negative.
when you're having a lot of negative mind chatter. It's super subtle. It's subtle. It's like that bothers me, or it just like little things that you don't even realize you've totally changed the perception of it into a negative.
And this does not mean by any way, shape, or form that you should not affirm yourself.
Right, you should.
That you shouldn't be like, if you order something and they didn't give you, for example, sometimes I order my coffee and they don't give me.
Assert yourself.
Assert yourself.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be assertive.
But you should be affirming.
You should be affirming. Yeah, and assertive. It does not mean that you're negative.
Right.
Sometimes I get my coffee and they don't give it to me the way I want it, even though they know me. I'm like, here.
Sometimes you tell them to put sugar in it, and they're like, "Oh, no sugar."
Yeah, I'm like,
"Aw,
what am I? 80? No, I don't need sugar in my life. So Zucchero. I love Zucchero, by the way. Italian. I think he's an Italian artist. Zucchero. Super awesome. Anyways, guys, it's really about understanding that it's very easy to be negative, but it's also very difficult, at times very difficult, to realize how much effort you need to put in to flush out the bullshit. How much effort to flush out all that negative stuff. You know? And I believe that it's not one time. I was looking at the world that way. I was looking at other things, and then I learned how to not look at things that way in my career.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, I'm gonna do this eBay thing. I'm gonna post a painting and see what happens. Well, nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know? I'm gonna go do this Etsy thing. By the way, I have not figured out Etsy. You know why? Because I haven't done Etsy. The moment I start doing Etsy, I'm gonna figure it out because I know how to make it work.
That's right.
I know how to make any of those things work.
You're really good about that.
Well, it's not. You don't find anything out. It's the thing that you have to be on it.
Right.
That's how things work. You have to be on it, and then you figure out their mechanics. But you don't go figure out the mechanics first. First, you get on it like a horse, and then you figure out the mechanics. You're like, oh, okay. Well, this means this. This means that. But first, you ride it. You have to ride it. You have to ride the thing, and I was acting like that in my life. In other aspects, I'm like, oh man, okay, well, I'm gonna post something on Facebook, and hopefully it'll go viral or people will like it. Blah blah. You know, I post probably, I don't know, anywhere between 80, sometimes when I go local, 200 posts a day on Facebook. When I go local.
Yeah.
And I know that some people might think it's crazy. It's the right action, guys. It's the right action. So if I learn how to do that in my career, okay, how is it that I don't do that? Okay, how is it that I don't do that in my own mind? The only reason I post often on Facebook and LinkedIn, just about every day I'm writing an article on LinkedIn. The only reason I do that is because I understand that the market is saturated. So there's no chance. If I don't show up every day, multiple times a day, there's no chance of being seen. It's very little chance of being seen. Everybody wants to be seen. So in my mind, if I don't show up multiple times a day with a positive affirmation, hey dude, let's think positive. Hey dude, let's go there. I tell my wife all the time, here's where we're going, baby. I'm gonna Chanel you up. I'm gonna Chanel you up, baby. Here's where we're going. If I don't constantly tell her that, if I don't constantly affirm that.
But we were just talking about this too.
Yeah.
Is that my mindset has to be open to the goals that you want too. Because we were talking about this. Like, I remember, you know, I love my mom, but she was always like, oh, we can't afford that. Oh, we can't do that. And my dad was a small business owner, and he could afford things. Like, I grew up upper middle class. I went to private school, all this. I went to college, all this good stuff. But my mom came from this space of money can go away, right? So it was always like, no, don't do that because
most people, to be fair.
There's not enough money. There's not enough. So there was always this, is there enough money? Right? So when you would initially tell me like, don't worry, I'm going to Chanel you up. Or when you've been like, just go do it. Go get it. Like, for a long time, I wouldn't go get my nails and my feet done. I would do it sporadically because I was like, oh, well, I shouldn't be spending on that. And you would be like, dude, go whatever, how many times you need to go a month, go get it done.
They got to take care of you.
No, I know that, but you just think, oh, it's frivolous, it's nails, it's feet, or whatever. And because I remember growing up being like, well, there's not enough money. No, you can't afford it. That was always that, no, you can't afford it. And you used to argue with me all the time because you were like, I have to convince you that we need to get it in order for you, because you will first say, no, we can't afford it.
I have to sell you on it, right?
Only until you can push me to be comfortable and be like, okay, we can afford it, right? And I think that now you've helped change that paradigm, that idea of like scarcity and lack.
Right.
And now when you're like, I'm going to Chanel you up, I don't go like, oh no, we can't afford it. Because even in my mind, I would think it, right? I'd be like, oh, I can't wait. And in my mind, I'd be like, we'll never afford that, right? And now I've learned, like now I feel like in my mind, when you say that, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait till that day happens. Where like before I used to be like, no, in my mind, like I could outwardly be like, oh my God, I can't, that's great. Yeah, Chanel. And then in my mind, I'd be like, we'll never afford that. Right. Because like I was so used to hearing, can you afford it? No, you can't afford it. No, can you afford it? Even if you had money sitting there. Because that's the reality is that the mind and what you speak is more powerful sometimes even than reality. Yeah. Right? Even if you have money sitting there, if you have evidence, right? Yeah, if you have physical evidence, you'll be like, no, that's, I don't think we can do that. Right. And how many times, and it's not just about Chanel or luxury items, but like,
it's an example, guys.
An example like of just getting
the gallery. No, I can't get the gallery.
I can't do that. My artwork. Or think about how, no, we can't afford that sounds. Like, if somebody invited you to go out of state to show your work, it would be like, can we afford that? Even though it's a necessity, even though you need to go show your work.
Like you have to show your work.
Can we afford to travel? Always. Can we afford to ship your work there? No, I don't think we can. Like, those are stoppers, right? Yeah. Like massive stoppers. And that's why I tell you, negative mindsets, a lot of times we don't even realize how negative or the dishonor that we tell ourselves all day, right? Like, you know, even I'm sure when people get pulled over, right? And they're like, I can't afford a ticket, right?
right. I can't afford paying $75.
I can't afford the class. Or you go to dinner, like, oh, I hope he doesn't order more because can we afford it?
Remember when we first started?
We lived
together. We first moved in together,
and we had to go to a birthday dinner. It would be like, dude, make sure not to order more than one beer.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? And like. And right now we're talking about money scarcity.
Even if the money was there, we're in this contraction.
And it's not just money. It would be like this opportunity came up, right?
I don't have time.
I don't have time.
That's what we use.
I don't know if I can.
Right. I don't know if I can take so many jobs at the same time.
I don't know if I have time. I don't know if I can. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know. And it's this constant.
Because we're trying to figure it out first.
I can't. I'm not sure. And people want security, right? Like that's really what we're all shooting for is these elements of security. But you're constantly speaking inability and insecurity in your mind silently all the time.
It's a
and women do it too. Like women do it. Like you have a kid and you're like, how can I afford my kid? How can my kid be in sports? And how can I help him with homework? And how can he be successful? And I don't have time.
Yeah.
And then what about me?
Yeah.
And what about my husband? Yeah. And what about the things that I want to do? Like it's all constant lack and constant inability. Instead of being like you don't even have to tackle it all at once. It's because we travel too far in the future.
Yeah,
you don't even have to travel that far. You could just be like, in this moment, I have time to take him to his drum lesson, or in this moment, I have $200, so I can afford that dinner.
Yeah, it's never the time. The time is not the issue. It's the commitment that is. It's the lack of commitment. We won't commit till we figure things out.
Sorry, I went on a rant about all the different mindsets, all the things we talk to each other. You know, it's because I know I've talked about this in another video, but it's because I was listening to this
stinking dog.
The spiritual what would you call him? Because he doesn't like being called a guru.
Teacher? Yeah,
he wrote. He's been on Oprah and he's written some books. Eckhart Tolle, and he said. The best way to gauge whether you have a negative mindset is to pay attention to your thoughts for 24 hours.
Audit yourself. What have I been talking about? for the
And
past 2 months.
I did
Audit
it
yourself.
for 24 hours, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to achieve anything.
I'm a shitty ass person. That's what I told
mind
myself.
you, because every time an opportunity comes, or every time you talk about success or whatever, I'm constantly telling my mind it's not really going to happen. And it took a lot for me to recognize that, and to just talk and to recognize like what a negative person I was. Right. Even like what a victim I was in a lot of stuff. And like learning to take responsibility, I think, is the biggest thing. Like that, when I heard Brian Tracy talk about responsibility and being responsive to life,
I love Brian
that was
Tracy.
more pragmatic than, I mean, because Eckhart Tolle talks about it, but he talks about it in this very spiritual way. And you're like, yeah, okay, responsibility, I'll take. But Brian Tracy was very pragmatic about it. And I was like, he said it in a way that it like, you know, when it like clicked, and I don't get it right all the time, but it made sense in my mind. I was like, oh, okay, that's the way to live your life.
Totally. I love that. You're on fire today. Is it the nails?
Yeah.
I love that. Or is it the fact that this guy shaved?
It's a little bit of the both.
I'm so glad this guy shaved. This guy was
dirty.
He was
so dirty. He was so mad at
it. Looked like a dog I just picked up in the street. Like, come on, join me. Let's go for a ride.
You didn't want to hug him, and he's yours.
I didn't want
to
hug him.
And he gives good hugs. Like, it's so weird how he hugs. Like, he has a way of wrapping his arms around you, and he'll hug you. It's the cutest thing. I love you.
He loves me.
He loves you.
Remember he chose me?
He did chose.
He's like, come here, Papa.
He loves
I know
you
you're going to take care of me. Mm-hmm. Even though I didn't. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't shower you enough.
We were showering him, but his hair was too long.
Yeah.
I mean, because the Maltese, they don't lose their hair. Okay, that was a side rant. Sorry, guys. It's because he just wants some more. He's right here.
He wants love. So, guys, I mean, just, I think you said it all.
Did I?
Yeah, I think if I add something to it, I'm just going to, just fuck it up.
I'm winning.
You sure are.
Winning today.
I think it's the nails.
Yeah.
I can start getting nails too, so I can start winning.
Yeah. Do it.
Love that.
So that was our takeaway Friday?
I think so. I think you wrapped it up really well.
Okay.
I think if I add anything to it, it's just going to be me trying to get the last word, which, by the way, I love doing that. So I'm going to wrap it up.
Take 24 hours to listen to how you think.
Yeah.
Do it. It's life-changing.
Audit yourself.
Yeah.
Audit. And don't introspect. As I said before, do not introspect. If you introspect, I don't know, guys. I feel like introspecting is for either very, very, very local philosophers, or for people who are just paralyzing in their minds and don't want to do anything and are looking for reasons to not do anything. Introspecting is digging a hole and burying yourself in there. I think that you shouldn't introspect. I think what we need to do is audit ourselves. It's a different form. Introspecting is why does this happen as opposed to what is happening. Auditing yourself is what's happening here. Oh, okay, that's happening. Okay, well, I don't even care why. I'm going to go and choose something else. See, as opposed to introspecting, right?
Yeah.
Introspecting is like, why does this happen? It's adding more to it.
Yeah, it's just adding more story.
It's adding more story. It's adding more BS. And auditing yourself is just like, dude, I'm being negative right now. Can I person up? Can I person up? Can I put my big boy pants on? And yeah. My big boy pants on and realize that I'm being a little crap baby.
Yeah. Crap baby.
Crap baby. I'm being a victim. I'm being negative. I'm being upset. Of what? Oh man, every time I go to the Starbucks, they never put sugar there. Dude, are you going to focus on that? Or are you going to focus on where you're going? Your goals. Go big. Go big. Focus on the big stuff. Focus on the big stuff. Both of you have a great day.
Thank you. Papi, have a good day.
Take care.
All right,
so, I'm not gonna keep going. I'm just joking. All right, guys. Peace. Take care. All right? Go big or go home. You want to say something at the end? I'll say it.